Welcome to drbitrust.com. I am Dr. Hemant Kumar. Low density lipoprotein or LDL or bad cholesterol. I'm sure you have heard of this word, bad cholesterol. Now what it is? And you will also say, we're talking about bad cholesterol, but there's no cholesterol in the name. It is called LDL, low density lipoprotein. Well, lipids are fat and fat-like substances. As you know, fat is not soluble in water. If you try and drop a drop of fat on water, it floats, it doesn't mix. And blood is principally water. And all these fats are required to be transported throughout our body to different organs for different functions. So how does the body do it? Well, within the liver, what happens is that body creates these ball-like structures. It packs fats like cholesterol and triglycerides in the core. And there is a layer of protein all around. So think of a hard shell candy which has a soft core. So the soft core is all these fats, and then there is a hard core of proteins. These are known as lipoproteins, and these are easily transported in the blood. Now, depending on the amount of fat or triglycerides and cholesterol within the lipoprotein, their density varies because fat is lighter than water. So the more fat, the more triglyceride, the more cholesterol there is within one lipoprotein, the lighter it is, the lower its density is. Hence the name low density lipoprotein. So LDL or low density lipoprotein are lipoproteins which has the highest concentration of cholesterol and triglycerides within that molecule. Now what is the function? From liver, body packs these cholesterols and triglycerides within the LDLs, and then they are transported to all parts of the body. Cholesterol is required, as I said, for hormone synthesis, for formation of cell membrane, etc. And triglyceride is also required as a fuel and as to store extra calories. So they are required to be transported. Now LDL carries these from liver to various parts of the body. Now what happens is, think of a garbage truck which is overflowing. This has just too much cholesterol and triglyceride within this. So when they are transporting from liver to various organs, when they come in contact with different parts of the body, what happens is that cholesterol especially tends to kind of ooze out of these LDL molecules, and they end up leaving cholesterol in all parts of the body, especially in the arteries. Now cholesterol within the inside of an artery starts to generate an inflammatory reaction and starts creating a plaque. And this plaque gradually sort of becomes bigger and bigger, creates occlusion within the inside of an artery, and you can imagine it disrupts the smoother flow of blood to that particular organ. So the plaque within the arteries is principally because of the LDL or the bad cholesterol, and that is why it is called bad cholesterol. So LDL is the principal risk factor for increased chances of heart disease, increased chances of stroke, and increased chances of diseases of the arteries. That is why it is called bad cholesterol. Now what are the reference levels or reference ranges for LDL? Less than 100 milligrams per deciliter of blood is considered an optimal level for LDL or low density lipoprotein. Between 100 and 129 milligram per deciliter is considered above optimal. 130 to 159 is considered a borderline high value, and anything above 160 or above is considered a high value for LDL or low density lipoprotein or the bad cholesterol. Now you may ask that for more lab tests there is a low value, there is a high value. What are these different types of values? Something is optimal, something is above optimal. Well, the thing is that various constituents of the lipid panel test like cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, HDL, etc., their levels are kind of seen on a continuum, and they are read in conjunction with the other parameters of a lipid profile test as well as other risk factors of heart disease. So if you have a family history of heart disease, if you have a family history of high lipid levels in your blood, then even borderline high levels may be dangerous for you. Somebody who does not have these risk factors, these levels may probably be okay. And that is why whenever you would see these lipid panel tests, you would find words like optimal, borderline, borderline high, borderline low, because this is more a continuum. There is no one value where something is there or something is not there. It's a continuum, and the more these values rise, depending on the type of lipid it is, it may increase the chances of heart disease, as in case of LDL, or as in case of triglycerides or cholesterol, or as in case of HDL or high good cholesterol. The higher levels may have a protective effect on the chances of heart disease. What can you do to reduce your levels of LDL? Again, 3 things. Reduce weight and get your weight within the optimum range of BMI recommended for you. Food which is low in saturated and trans-saturated fats and in general has lower proportion of calories in your meal coming from fats and oils compared to other sources of energy in our food, and getting 30 minutes of aerobic exercise at least 5 times a day. These 3 things generally help most people bring down their LDL levels within the or towards the desirable levels. Hope you found this video useful. For more such videos, please log on to drvtrust.com. Thanks for watching.